Hey, Chris Liepe here with 3 easy vocal exercises you can do to improve your tone. It doesn't matter what your voice type is, it doesn't matter what style you sing, and these exercises are inspired by singers that I've been getting an extra close look at lately, studying what they do, how they get their sounds, and you may have seen some videos pop up on the channel about these singers. So I'm excited to get into these with you. These are simple. You can do them anywhere, anytime, and regardless of what your skill level is, you're going to get improved vocal tone.
Took all you had. Still you pray, you never stray, you never thought to question why. It's not like you killed someone. It's not like you drove a hateful spear into his side. Praise the one who left you broken down and paralyzed. He did it all for you. He did it all for you.
If you'd like more help with your voice, and you like these kind of unconventional tips and exercises and deep dives into other people's voices, click the link below and join my free vocal course. That's the best place to start with me, and if you want to work with me on an even deeper level, there's lots more avenues to explore from there. So click that link. First exercise inspired by Maynard Keenan. We have a clip from A Perfect Circle, Judith. Listen carefully. Maynard does this kind of thing all the time with his voice. And I've picked a phrase out where he's doing it maybe a little bit more than usual. But I'm sure once you hear it, you're going to be, oh yeah, I can think of other phrases too. Okay, listen again. Oh, so many ways. Maynard loves the vocal hum. Even in the midst of lines, he's humming. Even in the midst of lyrics. And, a lot of times you'll hear him hum into a line. But here is a perfect example because he's taking words that, oh, so many ways. I mean, sure, he's closing and there's the M's and N's. I think we can all agree that Maynard has exceptional tone, regardless of where in his range he's singing and his intensity level. A big part of getting great tone is having your voice resonate well and being able to feel it well in your face. And whether Maynard knows he's doing this as it pertains to good tone or not isn't really the point. The point is he's got fantastic tone and he does this a lot. And by us doing this and making a habit of doing this, feeling the tone, the resonance in our face, and then freeing the notes, we are placing the right focus on where the resonance should be happening. There's no vocal resonance right at our vocal cords. Our whole face and vocal tract is essentially our horn. And by feeling the tone in our face and then letting it exit, we are priming our vocal horn or our vocal resonance to have more of an impact. So here's the exercise. We're going to start with a comfortable note in chest resonance. And we're going to say the word and we're going to go up an octave. We're going to start with we're going to open up la la. We're going to kind of slide up to that la, and then we're going to close it back down and reclaim that loose facial resonance. Ma la la la, ma la la la, ma la la la. Now, we're not going to be focusing on a whole lot of other things other than when we get into that we want to really feel it in our face. We don't want we want relaxed so that we can get the vibrations. And then as we project our voice out our face, we're going to move our face sort of out of the way and then shift our attention from facial resonance to la la, the interaction that the tip of our tongue has right behind the front of our teeth, la la la, as we open and close that L and turn that into an ah. Ma la la la, the percussion of that la. Ma la la la, ma la la la, ma la la la. How is this improving our tone? We're getting our focus away from the rest of our body and focusing on experiencing the sounds that come out when we sing in our comfortable range. Yeah, we're covering an octave, so choose an area of your voice where you can hit an octave well on both sides. And we're practicing moving our focus from face la 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 to a nice thick L sound. This, if done right, and really it's not about the exercise, it's about what you experience during the exercise. So as you do this, you're going to have a greater experience and greater awareness of where your sound is coming out and how to experience it just before you share it with the world. This will improve your tone. And this is something that Maynard does, whether he knows it or not. One thing that he does to provide great tone across his whole range. Okay. Exercise number 2, inspired by studying David Draiman of Disturbed. Listen carefully. We're zeroing in on the has been given to me, has been given to me. Now, if you listen to a lot of Disturbed songs, this song is no exception, part of what gets David his incredible tone is his rhythmic sense, how his rhythm, how the voice interplays with the band, that kind of thing. And so the exercise that I pulled out of here that I've been doing as I get in David Draiman shape is very simple. It's tick and talk and tick and talk and tick and talk and really embracing the way that consonants stop the sound and then the way I re-enter and replace my voice. One of the biggest challenges that David has overcome entirely and uses it to his advantage is that he's able to sing through his consonants and maintain this really neat, rich tone. And, his distortion is great. All sorts of other things are great too. But if you do this exercise right, as I will show you, again, a nice, comfortable chest voice note. Tick and talk and tick and talk and tick and talk and tick and talk. Tick and talk and tick and talk and tick and talk. We have a consciousness about the contact of the sound being interrupted at the front of our mouth, the end of our vocal track, and then with we have it in the back of our throat as our soft palate meets the back of our tongue. Tick, tick, and then we have this resonance opportunity. Point back to the first exercise that we did inspired by Maynard. And we don't want to say d, tick, and. We don't want that for this exercise. We just want tick and talk and tick and. You have to make sure you get a lot of breath. Be on top of your breath as you're doing all these exercises. Take this slow at first and really embrace the changes. tick and talk and tick and talk and tick and talk and take a break when you need to, and then speed it up a little bit. Tick and talk and 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 tick. Experiment with different levels of air, different dynamics, different notes. Tick and talk and 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 tick and talk. And the main thing we want to do is, with our mind, embrace the phonation. Really embrace that tone. Experiment with slightly different amounts of air and different resonance placement with that as well. And then lean into the fact that we break airflow with these consonants. Tick and talk and tick and talk and tick and talk and tick and talk. Rather than letting it be this true interruption, focus on letting your tone connect through the consonants. And that's what David Draiman does so well. Listen with his consonants. It's almost this, there's definitely consonants there, but he's carrying tone through. So that's what this would sound like as you work this exercise more and more. Not tick and talk and tick and talk, and where we're adding more divisions. Tick and talk and tick and talk and tick and talk and tick and talk and tick. Notice how the consonants get lighter. Tick and talk and 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 tick and tick and tick and talk and tick and talk and tick and talk and tick and talk and tick and even as you get tongue-tied, even as you work with speeding it up and slowing it down, you can make these consonants more prominent and less prominent by a function of your will, and experiment with how airflow feels as you make them less or more prominent. Again, the goal is to meld resonance with needed consonants, or with intentional execution of consonants. Tick and talk and tick and talk and tick and talk and. So this would be bad, or not bad, but where you don't want to end up as you're doing this exercise. Tick and talk and tick and talk and. Notice how my voice, the resonant part, the phonation part, the vowel execution sounds thinner there. Make the consonants less prominent and the resonance more prominent. Tick and talk and 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 tick. Wow. You really feel it in your face, bringing these consonants in and working with that. If you're tense, if you start getting tense, slow it down, take a break, shake it off, and do it again. I've got lots more help with how to deal with tension in the midst of exercising your voice in my course. All right, exercise number 3 for improving your vocal tone mindfully. The last of these 3 vocal exercises, but certainly not the least important, is inspired by Adele. Listen carefully. The most important thing to understand about great tone and improving your tone is it's not about finding one great tone. It's not about, oh, I found my vocal tone. The best tone is dynamic and changing and diverse. And Adele, in this passage here, really, as she moves her placement around, that's the essence of great tone. And she does this all over this track and all over her singing. That's one of the reasons she's known as having such wonderful tone and having such a great voice. So the exercise that we're going to do to get more familiar with dynamic tone placement and creation is the word Orion. Orion. But we're going to sing it like this. Orion. Orion. We're going to go up a major third as we open up. Let's unpack what I'm doing here. O has a very low larynx, an open back of throat. O like an opera singer, sort of. Oh, and then as we sing, oh, and we go up the third, we're going to move the larynx up. Now, don't worry about, oh, I should have my larynx in a certain place, and a high larynx isn't bad, or a low larynx is better. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Just experiment with this and feel it out. Oh, as we move, we're going to close on that N in the low larynx. Big, wide open throat, soft palate thing. And then when we're on we're going to follow that R up. We're going to take this around to different parts of our range. Feel that N. Back to Maynard's thing. What we're doing is we're practicing sort of this full spectrum, this full gamut of tonal possibilities. Yes, inspired some by vowel placement and or modification, but mostly by choice. By going, oh, my voice can sound really forward and belty for this part, and it can sound more back and warm and long in this part. Every good singer that has really good tone, that they're recognized for that, they're doing this constantly. We may not hear it that way because they've learned how to be less extreme with it. But in our exercises, we want to be extreme so that we can fully feel out and unlock the potential in our own voices. So, there's no wrong that can come out of your voice as you're experiencing these exercises. Orion, tick and talk and 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 tick and malala, malala, malala. I'll say it again. It's not the exercises. The exercises are inspired by really great singers, and they're easy to do, but it's how you experience your voice during the exercises that are going to help you unlock great tone. I hope I've helped you experience or start to experience that in this video. Again, if you'd like more tips and help like this and a lot more hand-holding as you explore more of your voice, click that link below and join my free course. We'll see you for more.